cried rivers, I've cried storms. Since the night my Tim was gone, gunfire stole what love had grown. Now I walk this road alone. Trauma's heavy, pain runs deep, bullying words cut.
Well, welcome into Faces of a Mother's Grief here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bakovin in studio with Marlina Bowdery as we get back to it for another week. Of course, we haven't seen Marlina in a few weeks, so welcome back, Marlina, to 93.7 The Ticket. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've brought a few books in here that I see. Maybe your face might be attached to a little bit here, so I'm interested, intrigued in what you brought along with you today.
Yeah, I brought 4 of my books and one of my grieving sisters, LaTanya, workbook book. So my first book that I wrote was I Was Definitely Born into Trauma. So that was my birthday gift to Tim for the first birthday without him, November the 11th, 2020. So that was my first book I wrote for Tim's birthday. So I was definitely born into trauma. So I'm doing like a series of books so people can know who I am.
Mm.
And then leading up to my son's death. So I want to be able to tell my son's story. So that's the reason why I'm doing a series of books. So starting with me, then moving up to my son as who he was as a person, and then, leading up to his death. And after his death, so again, I want to be able to tell my son's story. The second book I wrote for grieving mothers right here. Can you read that book right there?
Yeah, I can see the white one, yes.
Mm-hmm. The one that in front.
Oh, in front, okay, yeah. Defining a Mother's Grief Our Way.
That's right. So that book right there is dedicated to all my sisters in grief. So I want to be able to tell our story. And I want people to know what it is that we go through as far as being grieving mothers. So again, we have been re-traumatized by the world of them telling us how long we should grieve, when we should grieve, when we should say our children's name. After our children's death, they feel like that's it. They deceased. There's no reason to be speaking about your children. You should be over the death of your child. And so, again, I want us to start vocalizing our pain and who we are as being grieving mothers, because, again, we're in a world of our own now. So, again, I want people to be able to know what it is that we go through and don't push us away. So, again, I'm just starting something that's important for us, the conversation that needs to be had within the world, because, again, every day that somebody died, it's somebody's child. Let me get this.
Yeah,
I'm wrestling with this.
Yeah, the headphones a little bit.
Yes,
they're
yes.
going to battle with you.
Yes.
But eventually we'll get them out there. But man, these are a lot of books. So what are the other ones you have here?
The other one is My Sister in Grief. I wrote the book. So it's me, LaTanya Davis. I have Tony Watkins, Melissa Murphy. So different grieving mothers just sharing their story of their children, how they lost their child, and then how we became sister in grief. So my sister in grief, we know the pain. We know what it is that we go through day to day. So the day topic would be cycle of grief. So I want people to know, like right now, I'm in my cycling phases of grief. So I would be talking about that subject. And again, my sister in grief just share a lot of similarities that we go through, no matter how we lost our children. We have a lot of similarities. So I don't need to tell my sister in grief what it feels like to lose a child. I don't need to tell my sister in grief how every day I wake up and my child die all over again. I don't have to tell my sister in grief when I'm going through my cycling phases of grief. I don't have to tell them that, because they understand, and we have a language that only we understand. So yeah.
Absolutely. Why was it important to you? Obviously, you've done a lot. This radio show being a part of it. For the new listeners that maybe haven't heard of the show yet before, why has it been important to you to create a radio show, to write these books, and to really kind of create a community here?
Just like mental health, I feel like grieving mothers, our voice is not heard. I feel like, again, every day that somebody dies, somebody's child, and that the trauma that we go through, the pain that we go through, the I would say some form of psychosis, but it's not mental. But when we grieve the loss of our children, I have had a lot of grieving mothers where they have been hospitalized in a mental institution because the doctor, the psychiatrist, or the family members thought they was going crazy because they still crying about their child, they miss their child. We go into isolation after the death of our children. We don't want to communicate, and the reason why we don't wanna communicate is because of the judgment that people put on us. So then it's the stares that people, just stare at us. So and then, like I said, again, the word they shun from us, they push us aside, where it's like we are not welcome in this society, like, we don't belong here. That's how they treat us, like, "You do not belong here." So, again, I lost a lot of friends, family, millions of other grieving mothers have lost their relationship, their marriage, family, friends. Um, our world is just different now. The world that I once knew, it no longer exists. So, again, like I said, the world, they re-traumatize us and how they treat us as being grieving mothers. So, again, I want them to know our language. I want them to know that, um, like now the holidays is approaching. So a lot of grieving mothers are going through their cycle of grief as far as with the holidays. So again, the absence of our children is louder now. Holidays, the empty seat. If we having Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner, my child or our children will be there. So we have these moments with family and our children's not there, it's loud. And then the people that's around the family, that's or the friends, they refuse to speak our children's name. So my thing of it is that whether they feel like we may be uncomfortable, no, we want you to be able to speak our child's name. And then I want them to be able to create that safe space for grieving mothers to be able to speak their child name or be creative and doing something special for their grieving mother. The empty seat, have a blanket, have some different something of the loved one or something that they used to like or something like that. Talk about, the loved one. So again, we restrain from going to family gatherings a lot of time because again, this is theirs. Or if we are crying or if we just having a moment, people think, oh my God, she's just making everything about her. And it's not that. It's just that empty seat. We miss our children. So again, it's not the best holiday. It's not the amazing holiday. Oh, I'm so happy because Christmas is right around the corner. We don't look at Christmas the same at all. We do not. Last year, um, I did something major and big. I bought a Christmas tree, I decorated, I bought gifts, and it was hard for me to do. So 2023, I bought a Christmas gift. I mean, a Christmas tree. I brought it home, and when I brought the Christmas tree home, I became so angry. I put the Christ I put the Christmas tree up, and I just grabbed the Christmas tree, and I just wanted to fight the Christmas tree. I wanna just drag it. I wanna just kick it, drop kick it. I just wanna beat the Christmas tree up. So, I was so angry and I was so rageful. So, I put the Christmas tree back in the box and I returned it back to where I bought it from. So, I couldn't do 2023. 2024 was hard, but I did it in the honor of my son because I know that he would want me to continue, but it's hard. It's absolutely hard. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about I mean, that first holidays, those first holiday experiences. That I mean, altogether, the experience is one of the worst that can happen to a person, right? But I mean, that's why I see that book with some of the other mothers that you partnered with, the community that you've been able to build out of this, and I mean, because that's got to be the initial thing is feeling so alone in this feeling because how many parents have to go through it? Not that many that you would know until you kinda reach out to that community, right?
Well Well, I have a community now, like say on my Facebook page, I have over 165,000 followers on my Facebook
Mm.
page. And again, you would think that the community is so small because before the death of my child, I thought the community was small. So when I lost my son, I wanted that connection with somebody who knew what it felt like. So I started searching on Facebook, Instagram, different platforms so I could find somebody so they could speak my language. So once I saw that and I started reading the posts and I started doing, my research, and I saw so many grieving mothers, and I'm like, wow, I did not know. You only see what you hear on the news, and it's not many. And you would think that the community is so small, and it's not. It's not at all. It's big, and it's major. So it's a lot of grieving mothers that's grieving the loss of their children. And I also found out a lot of grieving mothers was in like 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of the loss of their children. A lot of them did not have the tools to know what they was going through was their normality. So again, when I lost my son, I knew immediately what my purpose were. And I'm like, so God, so you tell me so I had to lose my child in order for me to be able to do this? But yeah, I had to. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do nothing, God. I ain't doing nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing. So I was so angry. So, but God knew who I was as a person. So I'm like, you know what? Let me hurry up, and let me go ahead and create this Facebook page. Let me go ahead and do it real quick. So God was like, "No, Marlena, no, you're not seasoned yet. You're not seasoned. So you got to be able to take this time. You have to take this time and to be able to learn what needs to be learned." So again, I stayed in my bedroom maybe like 2.5 years. So, a lot of things that I was going through, ask those questions. Okay, then, so Marlena, what you going through? Like right now, the topic, my cycle of grief. So I'm cycling right now. So I had to learn from the beginning what I was going through it. And at first I couldn't understand it. Like, okay, then so Tim's birthday is November 11th. So I started cycling my grief in August. I'm like, so why am I cycling my grief? I didn't understand it. So I'm angry. So all the phases that I went through when I first lost my son, I'm angry. I'm depressed. I'm still trying to bargain with God, hoping that I could wake up that this is just a dream. So you go through all the phases of grief. So I'm going through the cycling phases. So I'm like, okay, then so what's going on, Marlena? The first year. So what's going on, Marlena? You know, I'm angry. So why is you angry? So you was okay just a month ago. So I felt like I was getting better. So when you feel like you're getting better, it's a roller coaster ride. So now here come this turbulence. So what's going on? So I had to ask myself the question. I'm like, oh, okay then. So Tim's birthday is November 11th. I'm like, okay then. So after his birthday, so now I'm going through the motion again. I'm like, so why haven't it stopped yet? Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm still going through my cycling phases. Okay, the new year. The new year is the worst for me. Especially that first year, going to a new year without your child is the ultimate pain that anyone can face. Another year without my child. I don't want to live 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years to tell the story of me being a grieving mother. I'm like, I can't live that long with this pain. I have to sit with this pain every day, all day. I have to carry this pain. It's heavy. It's real, real heavy. So right now, it's me going through my cycle of grief. I lost my brother-in-law. That's why I haven't been here in 4 weeks. That's my husband brother, and I have known him but for 35 years. So I'm going through my cycle of grief. Now I lost my brother-in-law, who I have known for 35 years. So that's a sudden death. So that's now more trauma on top of what I'm going through as far as my cycle of grief. So now I have to be able to deal with my husband as he's going through his grieving phase of losing his brother. So it's like it's an ongoing cycle. And it's heavy. So, we have a food truck, M&J Southern Style Food. And so every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I should be out, but I can't because now I'm in that phase of being triggered. Cooking is a trigger for me because as a lot of people know that I fed my son his last meal at our restaurant. So now I'm triggered. So I can't go and feed the people like I normally would, or cooking, that's my love language. I can't do it like I normally could, but I know what it is that I'm going through, which is my cycle phase of grief. So I have the tools that I need to know, like, hey, Marlena, calm down, or take the time that you need to be able to deal with what you're dealing with, and just deal with it. So yeah.
And we do have some response. We encourage anybody to if they want to, we can text in 402-464-5685 if you have anything to say, or you can comment like we have seen on Facebook here from a few of our listeners. Trinae Chance says, "I know that feeling from earlier on in the show." And Leanne Leinard says, "So true. Thank you for spreading the words for all us mothers."
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. And it's important for us as being grieving mothers. We want people to know what it is that we're going through. However, we are responsible for giving them the tools that's needed to know how to deal with us. So a lot of times, We have to be able to share our experience, give our neighbors or our friends or our family, give them the tools that they need to know what it is that we're going through. So, like even for my husband or my children, like, hey, and my kids is going through their cycling phases as well because it's their brother, Tim is their brother. So my children is going through it. And you have to know you know what it is. So it's important to know and to give people what they need to know how to deal with it. So share the live, share the Facebook page, and talk to your family because this is educational for the people and for the world to know.
Well, I do extend my condolences for obviously the loss of another family member here lately. But I mean, that's kind of one thing I think that might be struggling for grieving mothers too, and something I'm sure you had to learn too is the world doesn't stop. And sometimes the kicks keep on coming.
Yeah, it really really do. Um, like this year, this is my 5th year going through my cycling phase of grief. And each year it's different. So you think that okay, then I got a grip on it. I can do better, so I can, I can weather this storm. But every year it changes its course. You don't know what to look for at all. So when it comes or something that's different, that's out of the norm, you have to ask those questions like, okay, then so what's going on? Um, Me and my husband, we did I think we was at the fair. So we did like 10 days at the fair. So once it was over with, I was tired, I was exhausted. And so the first week, I'm like, wow, I must be really, really tired because I'm just tired, but it's a different level type of tiredness. So I'm like, okay, then Molly, so what's going on with you? I couldn't figure it out. So I got a test to see if, okay, then, so am I sugar high? Am I diabetic or what's going on with me? So I'm thinking right now, I feel like I'm dying. So I felt like I was dying. So I'm like, so what's going on? I checked my sugar. My sugar level was fine. So I started just, thinking, okay, so what's going on with you, Marlena? I'm like, okay, then so I'm in my cycling phase of grief. Soon as I realized what I was going through, immediately, I got back up, like, I wasn't feeling bad, I wasn't tired no more, I knew exactly what I was going through. Or around this time, I had my son dread his dreads in my hair, so I had it in my hair. Um, this year, around the same time, I cut his hair out of my head, or I lose weight, because I like to be healthy, I like to look good. So around by this time, I gain a lot of weight because again, when I'm stressed out or going through my cycle of phase of grief, I eat not healthy food, but I just eat junk food. So it's like, yeah, stress eating. So that's what I do. And now, like my first 2.5 years or 3 years, I didn't get much sleep. So I slept maybe like 2 or 3 hours a day, or sometime I'll be up 2, 3, 4, 5 days at a time. So now I'm back on that schedule where I can only sleep an hour or 2 hours. I'll take a nap and then I'm up throughout the whole night. So I don't get much sleep at all. And I understand what it is. It's my cycle phase of grief. So
Well, that is that's certainly difficult to overcome. Is there? I suppose, like you say, it's cyclical. There's cycles, so it's always going to be there.
mhm.
Does it get easier? Does from a year to year, or
I would say I don't say get easier. Like I said, it changes its course. Um, I would just say that you have your moments where you feel like you're doing good, you're doing better than usual. And the reason why is because we have accepted who we are as far as being a grieving mother. So it's the acceptance part of a lot of people say, "Oh my God, you look so good, you smiling and everything's going on. I'm glad you're healing." Our healing look totally different. Our healing is acceptance. It's accepting who we are and accepting that we will grieve the loss of our child for the rest of our life. So that's the acceptance part of it, which look like it's healing. So we have our moments where we feel okay, but immediately, like if I'm having a good time, like right now, I'm smiling. I'm like, okay, then God, I'm feeling good today. So I feel like I got this grief and everything down pack. I got this. I feel good. I got this. Within the next 5 minutes, it could turn for the worse.
mm,
Just anything that remind you of your son, or you may feel guilty for smiling. You will feel guilty for even being happy. The nerves or the audacity for you to be able to smile, the nerves and the audacity to feel like that you are overcoming the death of your child. You have the nerves to smile like everything is okay when your child cannot smile. You smiling, Marlena? You think it's okay for you, baby, to smile and your child is deceased? The nerves of you, Marlena, so all the guilt would kick in, like the nerves of you, So it's up and down, and is is you never know.
Mm. Does at least having gone through this, like, I mean, at least you maybe, I guess what I was trying to think of is, can you equip yourself with the tools, like, mentally to get yourself out of a rut if it kinda comes back in that way? Or is it, I mean, can you
Yes.
improve on that?
Yes, you can. So the thing of it is for me, and I try to teach other grieving mothers as well. So when I'm in a funk, and I've been just in a funk. So all of us have what we call our new best friend. And our new best friend name is grief. So we have grief that sit beside us. So the grief, whatever we're going through, we're crying, we have good day, bad days. Like grief dictates how we feel, what we're gonna go through if we have a good day or a bad day. So now I talk to my best friend grief. So I tell her, like, hey, today's not your day. I refuse to be how I was yesterday, the day before yesterday, last week, last month. I'm going to enjoy myself today. I'm going to enjoy myself tomorrow. I got plans with my husband, or my children, or my family, and I'm not going to allow you to dictate how I'm gonna feel. So what I do is I just talk about my son in a positive manner. I speak about my child, and like, okay, then Tim, like today's gonna be a good day, or this month is gonna be a good month in the honor of you. So when I do stuff in the honor of my son, I make sure I follow through with it. So of course, sometimes you could dictate what you want to do, how you want to do it, and make sure that you could be able to enjoy life. And sometimes grief will come in and tell you, like, no, you're not in control today. No matter what you got going on, Marlena, today is that day. So even with me crying, um, it's hard for me. I won't say not to cry, but I keep a lot of stuff in the inside. And so when I cry, I get so angry because no tears can bring my child back. So I get angry when I cry. And sometimes grief will just come in and just kick me in my chest, like, you got to let it out. And it's healthy to be able to let it out. So yeah, you have your pros and cons with grief.
We do have a few comments again. Ira Bowdery says, "I love you, baby." Stephanie Leonard says, "That's true. That guilt." And Francis Vanover says, "Facts." So keep responding with us here. Of course, it's a heavy subject, but it's a subject that Marlena and those of her community can't run away from. So it's something, like you said. It's in honor of your fallen children to say their names and to say their stories. Now we do have to go to break, but this break is going to be special. It's going to be a song that we hear. Moms are not supposed to bury their children. Can you tell us a little bit about this song before we set it up?
Each song that you guys have is a song that I have written. So, and it just speaks the language of a grieving mother. Again, no child should die before their parents. It's not the natural order in life. It should never go in that order. So again, I just, speak the language of my grieving mothers, and it's dedicated to us. So,
All
yeah.
right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this song. We will be back here in about 3 minutes and pick up the conversation from there.
Moms are not supposed to bury their children. This world feels backwards, upside down. A silence heavy, a hollow sound. We hold their names inside our chest, but still we ache, we can't find rest. It isn't natural, it isn't right to say goodbye in the dark of night. We pray for futures, we dream their days. Now we're left standing in this endless haze. Moms are not supposed to bury their child. This grief is heavy, this grief is wild. God have mercy, hear our cry. No mother should have to say goodbye. Ooh. A tiny angel took to fly, but left us shattered in the night. Our arms are empty, our hearts still bleed for love that lingers, for what we need. We walk with shadows, we walk with pain. Your love for them will still remain. Carry their laughter, carry their song in broken hearts that still beat strong. Moms are not supposed to bury their child. This grief is heavy, this grief is wild. God have mercy, hear our cry. No mother should have to say goodbye. Mercy, mercy, Lord have mercy, 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 Lord have mercy. Moms are not supposed to bury their child. This grief is heavy, this grief is wild. God have mercy, hear our cry. No mother should have to say goodbye. We'll hold them close, though they're gone from sight. Forever our children, forever our.
Welcome back to Faces of a Mother's Grief here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bakovic in studio with the host of your show, Marlina Bowdery. And at this time, we'd like to welcome you to call in if you want to get in on the conversation. 402-464-5685. Marlina, of course, will be happy to talk with you here. And like we've already said at the beginning of the show, we brought in the books that you've written before, the show that you've gotten started. So very much something that's near and dear to your heart to help people of your community.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys a lot. And while I'm going through my cycle of grief, I want to be able to shout out Latanya um, Davis. She my sister in grief, and she just created what's that Circle of Grief workbook. So I would be tuning in and working in this workbook as I'm going through my cycle of grief. So I think this would be very helpful for many grieving mothers to do reflections. Yeah, just sit with what it is that we're going through. So I think a lot of things is needed. Like here, she have like a mood tracker that's here that helps out with, your grief. So this
Mhm.
part of learning who you are or what you're going through as far as like your cycle of grief. So this is very important. And again, um, Latanya Davis, I met her 4 years ago. She have lost when I met her, she lost two children,
Mm.
and now she have lost three
Oh,
three
wow.
children. So again, she does this as well in the honor of her children, and she created an organization named Savita that deals with domestic violence. So again, I want to be able to shout her out and tell her that I'm very, very proud of her to keep moving, to keep pushing, and to keep honoring her children and keep saying their names.
Absolutely. And I do got to ask you too, is,
Mhm.
because I would think too, part of it in trying to figure out how to deal with this, do you kind of reflect and kind of think about your own identity? Because you can't be the same person
Oh
before and
my
after,
God.
right?
No, we all ask the same question. Who am I? So I ask the same thing, no, who am I? And I still don't have the answer to that because I am not the same. I'm not the same person. I go through like right now, I'm in my angry stage of grief. I'm a little bit rageful right now. I'm angry, and my tolerance for BS is zero. I have no tolerance for BS with nothing or nobody because I'm going through my cycle of grief. It's my reality of the loss of my child, and no, I don't know who I am. I know I'm a grieving mother because again, before the death of my child, I was just a mother of seven children. So I'm a mother of seven. So now, I'm a grieving mother. So I have two titles because I'm still a mother and I'm a mother of a child who is deceased, a child who was murdered. So it's the acceptance part of being a grieving mother. I know my son is not here, but you still have that hope of waking up that it will all be a dream. So it's a struggle.
We do have a comment here from Stephanie, a grieving mother. She said, I've lost a lot of family members, but when my daughter was killed by her dad, this pain is unbearable. Her dad was killed by a neighbor who stepped in to help. I feel guilt every day. How do I live?
Mm. For your child, if you have other children, you have the responsibility to still be just that, a mother. When I lost my son Tim, I didn't have the will to live. I wanted to be with my son. I I was like, "You know what, Marlena? You know, your kids here, they're okay, they safe. Your husband is here, they okay, they safe." You know, it's being a mother, you are protective. You are very protective of your children. So my son is not here, so I wanna go and be with my son because I still wanna be protective. I didn't want my son to be by himself. I didn't want my son to be alone, and I just didn't want to live and sit with this pain. Because again, the pain of losing a child is heavy. It's like you toting a ton of bricks and you can't take it off. So it's heavy. It's very, very heavy. Like right now, I'm in my stages of grief, my cycling phase of grief, and I'm tired all of the time. I don't have the energy to get up to do anything because I'm tired. I'm tired, and I'm not tired like physically, but just mentally and emotionally. I'm tired because I'm grieving the loss of my child, and the pain is heavy. It's heavy. So no, what do you do with it? You have to honor your children, be able to speak your child's name, be able to vocalize what you're going through, Stephanie. You have to be able to have that person, a grieving mother, such as myself, or a friend who you may be real, real close to. You have to be able to vocalize your pain. You have to let them know how you feel. And a lot of times, how you feel, it may sound you think it may sound crazy to other people, and maybe it do to some people, but you have to let them know what you're going through is your normality. Our norm is not a person norm who haven't lost a child. My normality is totally different now. So that's the part of acceptance. It's accepting who you are now as far as your normality as being a grieving mother, your normality as far as being, this person that goes through different cycles of grief. You know, your happy moments, you sad. The next moment you rageful. The next moment you angry. And it's just an open up and down roller coaster. And again, it's equip yourself with the knowledge that you need, the tools that you need to be able to give to the world, the people, your spouse, your children, or anybody that's around you. They say that they love you, they care about you. So again, it's about being educated.
Again, thank you to those that have who have commented on Facebook or YouTube. Again, you can also comment 402-464-5685 via the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line, or call in on that number 402-464-5685. If you do need to vocalize or do need to talk to a friend like Marlena here, and get this, again, this shared experience. Marlena might be able to help. She's here to help, right? Demaya Howard does have a question off of Facebook. Said, "How was the Timothy project?"
Oh, the Timothy Wallace project, breaking the cycle. It was a hit. It was really, really nice. Um, the project, my son was killed. And I did the project because um, he was killed due to gun violence. So for me, it's more than a person picking up a gun and just shooting and killing someone. So for me, I feel like have a lot to do with trauma, childhood trauma, domestic violence, possibly child abuse, suicide, peer pressure, bullying, drug and alcohol, drug overdose. So I feel like that have a factor to do with a lot of, you know, gun violence. So I wanted people to be able to get educated on that, to be able to talk about that, and I want people to start breaking the cycle within their family and their community, having those hard conversation with their children, and it starts from home. So for me, every human being is a product of their environment. What you learn, what you hear, what you see. So it's very important to create a safe environment for your children, no matter what they may look like. It's our responsibility to raise our children to be conductive and conducive in this community positively. So, yeah.
And again, a few more comments here. Stephanie did reply, "Thank you so much." And then Michelle says, "Thank you. I needed to hear this." So it is good again to at least hear the words, and maybe somebody who's been through something similar again, different experiences, right? But kind of going through something in a similar manner and pushing through. We are unfortunately up against another break, so we'll take a quick break. And then we'll be back. We can round up the conversation for the evening. We also got another song as we conclude things here this evening as well. Again, we got another text coming in from Francis. We will get to that here right after the break. You know what? Actually, let's go ahead and do it here.
Okay.
Yeah, we still got time. Francis says, "So true. My daughter passed away at 26, left two beautiful babies. How do you answer when your 4-year-old granddaughter says, mommy's house, and points up, or says, my mommy's in heaven? It almost broke me down. She was only one when her mama passed."
Uh, uh, it's definitely a hard conversation. My son, baby boy, he was 4 years old when Tim was killed, and every now and again, still now he asks about him, and I'm speechless. Nothing. I don't say anything at all. I don't say anything because again, it's hard. The only thing you can do is to be able to speak about their parent. And me doing what I'm doing in honor of my son is them seeing me mother their father. Everything that I'm doing is me mothering my child. So find some creative ways for your grandbaby to memorize their parent. Do something creative for that child. And talk about the mother so you be able to create that safe space again for that kid, for that baby. So she can know in good faith that her mother's in heaven and just create a coloring book with her mother picture on it or create stories of the mother with her child. That's what I have done. I have created coloring books with my son and his children. So again, create something in the honor of your daughter for her child.
Another question here from Demea. How do you think Timothy would feel knowing you're keeping his name alive 5 years later? And when you see his children, is it a trigger all over again?
Well, I think that my son, he know who I am as being his mother. So he know I'm over the top and he know I love them tremendously. So, everything I used to do, he used to be right there, my cheerleader, and he knows there's no limit when it comes down to my children. And me seeing his children is a trigger. Most times, yeah, because normally when you saw Tim children, you saw him. So yes, it's triggering when I see my grandkids, and a lot of the time I see the sadness on their face, or when his children tell me, "Well, Grandma, you look like my daddy," So yeah, it's triggering.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break here. Again, we've got another song here to wind things up, but we do have a few bills to play, some commercials to play, and we'll be right back here with Faces of Mother's Grief with Marlina Bowdery.
Thank you.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sap Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sap Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sap Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sap Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Stock up on livestock feed, deer corn, and pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates, financing, savings, and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
We're back here on Faces of a Mother's Grief on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bakovan in studio with the host of your show, Marlina Bowdery. And Marlina, we've been having very helpful conversations to many of your followers. Francis on Facebook says, love these ideas. Thank you for everything you do for all of us.
You're so welcome, Francis.
But it's been a very impactful show here this evening as we kind of hear some more stories from you guys out there, the following. If you want to, again, there's still time to call in 402-464-5685 if you need to get something off your chest, want to say your child's name, or really anything, any conversation that might be helpful with Marlina here as we have our a few minutes here as before we wrap up the show. Marlina, what's your I suppose kind of plan this week as you've been talking about kind of going through your stages as you kind of look forward in the challenges that might come in the week? How do you try to kind of plan around what might get in your way a little bit?
You know, I just take it one day at a time. So when I make plans to do things, it doesn't happen the way that I would like for them to happen, because it could be that day that I'm struggling the most. So my goal for this week is to be able to take this food truck out, because we have a lot of customers who love our food. However, I don't know if it would happen. So this weekend we're supposed to cook, me and my husband. And again, my husband is going through his cycle of grief just as well as I am. So it's hard for me and him both. So now I have to be definitely mindful of my husband, because this is new to him. This is his ultimate loss. It's the loss of his brother, his only brother, and his oldest brother. So we both are going through it. So, and we both, try to keep each other lifted, and my daughter just as well. So even like breaking the cycle, the Tempted Watch Project, my first thought was, I'm just gonna cancel it. I'm not gonna do it. It was easy for me to to say that I'm not gonna do it because again, it's the heaviness that I go through is just heavy. You know, the grief is just heavy. So my daughter shook on and told me like, "Mom, every time you're at your height of doing something, everything is just perfect. Everything is no matter what you do, it's done well. But as soon as you get to the height, you'll just fall back and you'll just not do it." And I try to explain to her, like, you know what? That's true, but it's just you don't understand because you don't have children. You don't understand because you have never lost a child. However, you know, her speaking that and that being my child, again, I don't want my children to have that thought of when I transition and die, hey, that my mom gave up or hey, my mom changed for the worse. So I'm like, you know what? For my child and my children, my grandkids, I got to keep moving. I got to keep pushing. So sometimes it's the loved one that would be your biggest cheerleader to push you on. So she gave me the extra strength that I need to do what needed to be done in the honor of my son, which is her brother. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked too about, family can be kind of tough to deal with because at sometimes that you can lean on them, and then at other times it can be, maybe too many questions or kind of the variety of experiences that you've talked about before. As we get ready for a holiday season, I mean, you mentioned that earlier. What would your kind of advice for holiday season coming around the corner for many of the grieving mothers?
Well, number one, I want um, family and friends don't ask enough questions.
Mm.
That's the issue. That's the problem. They don't ask enough questions because again, the funeral is over with. So for them, their life is continuous. They go by their day to day life. So the death of my child wasn't impactful on their lives as it have been mine, my husband, my children, his children, my grandkids. So it's totally different. So for me, the advice that I want to give all grieving parents is to go through your storm. Speak about your child, whatever you're going through. If you don't want to be bothered for Christmas, if it's not a good year this year, if you want to just be solo, don't apologize for being in your season of grief. Do not go through it unapologetically. You don't have to explain to nobody what it is that you're going through unless they have those questions of knowing, what's going on. So why do you not want to go to the Christmas dinner? So many grieving parents would tell them, like, hey, y'all don't want to talk about my child. Or if I talk about my child, you'll shut me down because people feel like that's a negative energy. And it'd be the nerves and the audacity of family friends to come with that type of energy to like you don't want to be bothered or you don't want to hear about my child. It's the most ultimate disrespect. It's the ultimate most insensitive thing that anybody can say to a grieving mother. So a lot of time we peel back. We peel back. So you don't have to tell me that I'm uninvited or I'm not welcome to come if I can't speak about my child. So if family members want you to be a part of the holiday season, then they need to be able to create that safe space for those grieving mothers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's again, it's difficult for the mothers to go through again this holiday season. It can be, and you do somewhat understand people not knowing. Do you should I ask questions? Should I not? What if you are talking to somebody out there that maybe does have is a little bit on the outside of it? Maybe they know somebody that has lost a child recently. You kind of hit on it there, but how do you think that they should approach a grieving mother?
Repeat that question again. How they should what now?
Just kind of approach a grieving mother. You kind of talked about because I think there is maybe a feeling from the outside of somebody saying, well, maybe they don't want to talk about it, or and maybe is there cycles when you do want to talk about it, or when you don't, or is it pretty consistent that you want more to talk about?
It's consistent that you want to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just safe for anyone, to we know when a person is sincere, when they are genuine,
Mhm.
when they want the education. Like I have a friend named Sheena, and she have a friend that lost her child, and she reached out to me. She talked to the grieving mother and everything. So it's just ask a question. It's okay to ask a question like, hey, I'm not trying to pry or anything, but I want to know, um, how can I help? how can I help? Or what do I need to know as far as how I can better assist you when you're going through your moves, or if you want to be bothered, or if you're going through your cycle of grief, or I don't know. Just tell the person like, hey, I don't know what it is to be a grieving parent because I haven't lost a child. So please, can you share with me if you feel like sharing with me? Can you just talk to me? I want to know. So you have a lot of people. I have had a lot of people who haven't lost a child and they just wanted to know, or just for example, this young lady, her name is Jahan, and when I lost my son, she worked with my daughter Tamisha, and so she watched the page. She just watched the page, and she gave me, inspiration. Just let me know, hey, I'm thinking about you. And uh, a couple of years later, she lost her son. So, and she made a video, telling me like how I was inspiration to her, and she didn't know that I was giving her the tools that she needed to deal with the death of her child. So again, it's all about just asking questions, just talk.
Yeah, like you said, most anything you can kind of tell if you're approaching it the right way, or yeah. We do have a one final song. I did want you to also set that up before we leave. "Fly High," Forever 32, Timothy Wallace, and of course that being your son. Was there anything as special that went into this, or makes it special as opposed to some of the other songs that we've played so far?
Everything I write is always special.
Mhm.
And, either I'm writing for my grieving mothers or it's in honor of my son. My son is special. So I just pour my heart out. I write poetry just as well. So the songs I just share and vocalize my feelings and my love that I have for my child. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, we'll play that to kind of round it out. Any final words for today's show?
Um, I just want you grieving mothers to know and the world to know that I love you guys, and I will always advocate for us being grieving mothers, and I will always say our children's name, and I want you guys to be able to vocalize what it is that you're going through to your family, to your friends. Gain the tools that you need, what tools you do have. Please just share it with the people who you love. So yeah.
All right. Well, we will be back next week to convene together and talk again. But that will wrap it up for our show tonight. Again, here's one final song for Timothy Wallace as we close out Many Faces of Grief with Marlina Bowdery.
Thank you.
Fly forever 32, Timothy Wallace Project. The wind is whispering your name. Timothy Wallace, nothing's the same. The sky's wide open, the chains are gone. My child, your wings have carried on. No more sorrow, no more cries. You're safe beyond these endless skies. Fly high, Timothy, fly high, my son. Your race is over, your work is done. Though I still lay out, stand and sing. You live forever in everything. Fly high, my angel, through heaven's blue, forever 32. My heart with you. I see your smiling morning light. I hear your laughing dreams at night. The world grows quiet, but I know your spirit's everywhere I go. No more darkness, no more pain. You shine through every drop of rain. Fly high, Timothy, fly high, my son. Your race is over, your work is done. Though I still lay out, sad and sin, you live forever in everything. Fly high, my angel, through heaven's blue, forever 32. My heart with you. And when the doves take flight today, they'll carry every prayer I pray. For every child, for every name, we'll keep on fighting through the pain. Fly high, Timothy, fly high, my son. Your race is over, your work is done, our tears will fall, but faith will rise. As you soar hope through sacred skies, fly high, my angel. Your light shines through, forever 32. My heart with you. Fly high, my angel. Forever through, forever 32. My heart with you.